Good morning. Today is Friday, June 24th. And it's day 124. Last night was the third night in a row of rain. And this morning was the third morning in a row of packing up a wet tent. But that's okay. Today is the either third or fourth day of summer, but it really doesn't feel like it. It's only been in the 60s for the last few days, and at night the temps drop down into the 50s and 40s. So I guess that's just what the New England area sort of gives. But I think it is supposed to warm up starting tomorrow and going into next week. So today is going to be a pretty easy day. I'm only doing 13 miles to reach Kent, Connecticut. So we will be crossing into Connecticut today. And we should also be crossing the sign that lets us know that we have made it 2/3 of the way to Katahdin. So that will be pretty exciting. But right now I am sort of rushing through the first 5.5 miles of the day to get to this country store. The only reason why I'm racing to get there is because my phone battery is really low. Like, we're down to like 20%. So last night I used up the last charge of my battery pack, and I finished editing my next YouTube video, and I tried to let it upload overnight, and that was a mistake. It didn't upload, and all that did was kill the battery. So now I gotta get to the store so I can charge it. But first we've got to get across this stream, and the bridge has collapsed, so let's skip some rocks today. Let's go this way. Yeah. Thank you to Gumby, as he let me use his charging block for a little bit this morning. And I'm not gonna see him or Neo or Professor for a couple of days because Professor has a wedding to go to, and Neo and Gumby are going to 00 while she is away. But I'll likely meet back up with them sometime next week. I won't really be that far ahead of them. And yeah, today should be a pretty chill day. So let's get after it. Oh my God, state number 10. Welcome to Connecticut, period. Making our way into New England. Ow. This is the section of trail that I've been the most excited about. And I'm glad that I did not quit, because I would hate to leave this section untouched. But we're here. Let's keep going. First climb in Connecticut is complete. Just reached the top of 10 Mile Hill, which is only about 1,000 feet tall. And that is one gorgeous view, and the camera honestly does not do it justice. This is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Stunning. Y'all, look at this. Gumby made this sign because we are officially 2/3 of the way done. Look at that. To think I almost quit. But I feel like what I was sort of going through a few days ago is a normal part of this through hiking process. And anyone who tells you any different, might be something wrong with them, because this is very challenging. But I'm still very glad to be out here doing this. That's pretty cool. It's right around 12 noon. Spent about an hour back at the Bulls Bridge country store. I had a coffee and I was finally able to pick up a few things that I needed, like hand sanitizer, toothpaste, more Vaseline, because I was pretty much out of all of that stuff. I also got to charge my phone, which was on its last leg. So I'm now nice and charged up and going to finish out the day and make it into Kent, Connecticut. It's only about 8 miles away, so it shouldn't take me too long. Yeah, today is turning out to be a pretty beautiful day, which I love. And you know, Connecticut has been a very nice, pleasant surprise so far. It is actually quite beautiful here, at least so far it is, and I think that's only going to continue as we move further north into New England. I heard the delis and little country stores continue all the way through Massachusetts, so I'm happy about that because I don't have to pack out a lot of food. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into Kent. There's a woman who lives there by the name of Bonnie, and she allows hikers to camp out in her yard So I just gave her a call, and she said that I'm able to camp out back tonight. She has a pool, and she said that I can dip my feet in the pool. I can charge all my stuff. And she's right in the center of town. There's also a welcome center in town, which allows hikers to take a shower, wash clothes and stuff. And I need that. It's been about a week since I've washed clothes, and pretty close to a week since I've last had a shower. So I'm excited about both of those. And yeah, all around it's just a nice day. Nicest view we've had in a while. Look at that.
Oh, it's stiffened up there, Brian. Wow. Yeah, it's hard to sit there.
The trail is looking so pretty, but it's also pretty damn hot and humid. Lord, I'm sweating like a pig, and I cannot wait to get to town to take a shower and do some laundry. Sure. I know I just said that in the last clip, but I mean it. Soaking through all of my clothes because it's so hot and I'm sweating so much. And there's not a lot of tree cover, so we're pretty exposed. Good thing I put sunscreen on today. We've got about a little less than 4.5 miles into town, and I just ran into this guy whose name I forgot, but he has a van, so he said that I could ride with him into town, and he's also staying at Bonnie's house tonight, so that'll be cool. And yeah, I also can't wait to get some food because I'm pretty hungry. I didn't really eat much at the country store because usually I'll eat a lot during the day, and then at night I won't really eat much of anything, so I want to be able to eat a nice dinner today. So we're not that far. Won't take very long. I'm so happy to be finished for the day. I'm just hiking into the town of Kent right now. I am hungry and tired. It got really hot, really sunny, really humid, and it just zapped all of my energy. But it's another day in the books, and we're done. So I'm happy-ish. Okay, so I made it into town, made it to Bonnie's place, and I'm all set up here in her backyard. So this is where I'll be camping out tonight. She is so generous with her space. She also has an extension cord for me to charge my electronics. Now, the one thing she did say is that there's a little neighborhood bear that comes to visit her. So she asked me to please store my food bag in this shed back here. So I didn't waste any time throwing my stuff in there because I don't want any bears coming around here tonight. Not while I'm in town. But yeah, it's a nice little setup here. Now that my tent's all set up, I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna go take care of laundry and take a shower over at the Kent Welcome Center. So I'll probably grab something to eat while I'm out too. it's late. I did get my laundry done and I got something to eat, but I didn't really make it to the shower before they closed the Welcome Center, so still a little filthy, but not really. So tomorrow I will not be hiking. I'm taking another zero, actually a couple of zeros, and I'm going on a little adventure. So stay tuned for that. Shout out to the couple of guys who I met at the tavern tonight. They were asking me a bunch of questions about my hike, and they paid for my dinner, which is amazing. Yeah, it's getting really tough right now, but I'm still trying to push on, but I'm also taking as many breaks as I feel like I need, which is why I'm not going to be hiking tomorrow. So this is going to do it for tonight. I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night. All right, good morning. Today is Saturday, June 25th, day 125. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm still here in the town of Kent, Connecticut. I'm just walking over to the Welcome Center so that I can use the bathroom. They closed the Welcome Center bathrooms at 8 o'clock last night and locked them. So I didn't get to use the bathroom before bed last night, and I had to go all night long. Special thanks to Bonnie for letting myself and Hey Squirrel camp in her backyard. We did not see the neighborhood bear, thankfully. So yeah, I'm going to use the bathroom and then grab something to eat before getting out of town. And the plan for today is to hike about 17 miles to a shelter. I think it's called Pine Swamp Shelter. It's going to be a hot one today and tomorrow, so I'm really not looking forward to it, but gotta get it done. And I was gonna take a zero today. My friend, someone who I used to work with who lives in New Canaan, Connecticut, is having her annual birthday pool party today. So I figured with the heat today, that would have been a perfect move and a perfect reason to take a zero. So I tried renting a car through this rental app called Turo. And I was gonna drive down, go to the pool party, and then come back. But the car host sort of backed out on me last night because they realized that the town of Kent is too far away and they don't want to come drop the car off to me. So I was trying to see if there was any other way to get around, but there's literally no services in this Kent area as far as transportation is concerned. So I just threw that idea to the wind, and we're just gonna keep hiking. And yeah, it's supposed to be a hot day, so maybe I'll take a dip in the river just to get a little wet and cool off. We'll see how the day goes. I already know today is going to be hard as hell because it's hot and the sun is just beaming down. You know, typically it's nice when you get up on a ridge and there are no leaves on the trees, because that means that you can see out further and get some better views. But today, with it being so hot, there's not a single cloud in the sky and the sun is just beaming down. So today is a day where I wish the trees had leaves on them, because that would have provided some shade. But it's just so exposed up here and it's hot as hell. Man, I can't wait to get further north where hopefully it'll be a little cooler, because I mean, this isn't the hardest day and I'm pretty much taking it easy, keeping a light pace, just going as far as I feel like I can go today. But man, this sun is unforgiving right now. It is so humid and I'm sweating, pretty much drenched in sweat. And I just washed my clothes yesterday, so that was pretty pointless now. But I'll need to make it to Massachusetts in the next couple days. So I'm still moving, trying to catch back up to Sour Cream. She's sitting in Great Barrington until Monday, and I should be hiking into Great Barrington on Monday, so she'll only be like a day ahead of me again. And I know that she has been having some mental difficulties just like I have been. And I mean, she has a family back home that she's probably missing. And this is hard. It's hard. So that's a quick update. I haven't even really gone that far today, maybe like 3 miles, but it's just so hot. Whew. First 5 miles of the day are pretty much done, and I am so happy because the next 5 miles are almost completely flat. Praise Jesus. Won't he do it? Child, it's so hot. I couldn't imagine climbing up and down all day. So the last 6-7 miles will be more ups and downs, but not for a while. Thank you. Flat stretch is almost over and we'll be getting back to climbing, but let's just take a minute to appreciate how pretty this is. So it's pretty much 2:30 right now. I've done a little more than 11 miles so far today, and I'm ducking off trail to go into the town of Cornwall Bridge, Connecticut. It is just really hot and humid, close to 90 degrees right now, and this just is not hiking weather. You know, doing all of these steep climbs, and the trees provide little to no protection from the sun because they are all super bare. Like, at the moment, I cannot continue on. I've got to, take a break somewhere, sit down, find some air conditioning, get something to eat. And I do know there's another little country store here, so I'm probably going to sit there for a little bit. I only have a little less than 6 miles to do to get to my intended destination today, which is Pine Brook Swamp Shelter. But I can't go any further at the moment. I'm gonna have to sit down here in town for a couple hours and try to let the latter part of the day come in and cool off a little bit. It's way too hot. So yeah, I'll update you when I get down into town. It's gonna suck having to come back up here because town is like pretty much a mile off trail, and I never go that far off trail for anything, but at least this time I'll be getting some food and a cold beverage. If there was ever a time where I could use a little bit of trail magic, it is after a painfully, brutally hot day like today. So thank you to whoever left these Dr. Peppers. I'm packing one out and taking it up to the shelter with me. And I think I am no more than a mile away at this point. But unfortunately, that mile includes one last climb, which I'm pretty sure is going to be steep. And it's going to suck like all the other climbs today. But I have no choice but to get it over with. So I made the mistake of sitting down. And now I don't want to move anymore. I'm only a mile away from the shelter. I should have taken a couple zeros this weekend and let this heat wave pass by. But at the same time, I felt like we're moving really into summer anyway. So I can't keep running from the heat. Just like I couldn't keep running from the cold. Today's almost over though. But unfortunately, tomorrow is going to be the exact same. 90 degrees again. Humid as all hell. Like, it is brutal. Brutal. And we're moving up into New England, so we're starting to see some serious elevation change again. So it's not all easy, but one day at a time, I guess. I'm tired, I know that. The sun and the heat's completely drained all of my energy. I just have this one climb left to do, so I'm gonna get up in a minute and go do it. Look, I'm so worn out. I walked right past the sign for the shelter. I am definitely not walking another mile today. I am done. Today was hard, and I'm over it. It's a little after 8 o'clock, and I've already eaten dinner. I'm about to go filter some water, put my food in the bear box, and then I'm going right to sleep, and we're gonna forget that today ever happened. So good night, y'all. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, because I am not playing with this heat again tomorrow. We're getting up at the crack of dawn and getting out of here, period. It's 6:45 a.m. on Sunday, June 26th, day 126. As I mentioned last night, I'm up and out pretty early today to try to beat the heat. So it's about 20 after 7 right now. It's already feeling quite warm and humid as fuck. Sweating my ass off, and I've only gone like a mile and a half. So today is going to be another one of those days, and I'm not thrilled about it. I guess the good news is in another like 6 miles or so, there is a cafe which I'm planning to stop at, and that'll leave me with like 7 more miles to do today. So I could potentially be finished quite early and get to Salisbury. I need to figure out where I'm gonna stay. There were only a couple options as far as accommodations listed on Far Out, which are basically 2 local residents who allow hikers to stay in their homes, but neither of them have a whole lot of space. So I have to see if I can get lucky and get a bed. With all this heat and sweat, I really want to take a shower, and it's been over a week now since I've last taken a shower, probably like 8 days or so. So I could use one, but I got to do a better job of keeping myself hydrated today and eating, but it's just so fucking hot. All right. It's time to give another land acknowledgement. And I do have to say, these are coming more and more frequently. I just took a look at the map, and there are so many territories that I'm about to be walking through. But as of right now, we are moving towards the end of Scottacoke territory, and we are entering Mohican territory. So that's pretty interesting. And I also read something recently about land acknowledgements and how simply acknowledging the lands is not enough. And it's actually very performative if there is no additional action behind it. And if you aren't actually standing in solidarity with these indigenous groups, then acknowledging their lands really means nothing, and it says nothing. So I hope everyone can see from what I've displayed on this hike that I really do care about this stuff. I'm not just calling out the lands to get attention, but we really need to stand up and identify the injustices that have taken place in this country. People had a right to these lands, and they were driven off. by European settlers. And that's not right. So that's why I do it. And you know, it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop here with this hike. When I finish this, I'm going to figure out what I can do to continue to make a difference. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you're just acknowledging lands and not doing anything else, then you're not really doing much of anything. So it is now 9:15 and I just made it to the Mountainside Cafe. I've done close to 7 miles today and have about 8 left to do. But I'm gonna stop to eat first because I'm hungry.
We still probably but still.
So I just had a lovely breakfast at the Mountainside Cafe. Baby, when I tell you those Nutella stuffed strawberry pancakes were so bomb. Oh my gosh. They were also quite filling and I couldn't finish them, so I had to pack half of my pancakes out. They were huge. And with all that Nutella, I got full so quick. But definitely gonna need that fuel because it's another hot one today. I've got a climb coming up, and then I'm probably going to be doing another little climb later today because initially I was going to stop in Salisbury and then make the push to Great Barrington, Massachusetts tomorrow. However, that would make tomorrow a 21-mile day. And I don't know if I want to do 21 miles. So I might just do a little more today, do more like 18 miles instead of 15, just to get tomorrow's number down below 20. So we'll see how we feel. Stay tuned. Uh-oh. I don't even know if this is the right way. It said cross a bridge. I don't see no blazes. Okay, now this view is absolutely stunning. Wow. Just hit 1,500 miles. Less than 700 to go. Hardly less than 700. I think it's like 696 point something. But that's cool. It's less than 7. That's all I care about. Let's keep going. I'm so thankful that today isn't turning out to be quite as bad as yesterday as far as the weather and the heat is concerned. According to the forecast, it was supposed to be even worse today than it was yesterday, but we've had a little breeze blowing. We've had more coverage from the trees, and it's also not quite as hot, maybe just a few degrees cooler than yesterday, and it's also not as humid as yesterday. So I've been feeling mostly good today. I think stopping at that mountainside cafe and having that very large breakfast also helped. And right now I'm about 2 miles outside of Salisbury, Connecticut. Originally, as I mentioned earlier, I was just gonna stop there for the day because I thought it was gonna be way hotter. But I think I'm just gonna pop into town, grab another bite to eat, grab a couple of resupply items just to get me through tomorrow, and I'm gonna keep going a few more miles because at this point we're less than 10 miles away from the state line. So I feel like I want to go ahead and enter Massachusetts today, and then that'll give me a really easy day into Great Barrington tomorrow. And then I'm likely going to zero in Great Barrington on Tuesday because, you know, I'm still kind of tired. I need a little rest break, and it's been like 8-9 days since I've last had a shower. So that's the plan. Should be about 30 to 40 minutes to get into Salisbury, and I will get more food. That's always a win. So I'm sitting here behind the Laban Market in Salisbury, Connecticut. I've been here for about an hour, had a little lunch. I've just been chilling, and it's about 4 o'clock right now. I charged my stuff up and I'm about to take off to do another 6-ish miles to get across the border into Massachusetts. Let's go. So for the next 5.5 miles, I have a big drawn out climb over another bare mountain, and I'm kind of dreading it right now because it's still just so hot. I took a couple hours in town just to rest up and get something to eat, and taking off again. As soon as you put the pack on and start walking, start sweating. But I'm just gonna try to take my time and not force it. And there are a couple of shelters that I can stop at if I decide that I can't make it all the way over. But I would like to, because just on the other side of Bear Mountain is the Massachusetts state line. So I would like to cross into the state today. So it's only, what time is it? It's like a little after 4:30. So I'll still have a few hours before the sun sets. So I know I can make it. I just have to do it. So here we go. Currently about 1.5 miles from the top of Bear Mountain. This climb hasn't been as hard as I thought it might be, but I also don't want to speak too soon because the last mile of it looks a little steep, but I at least know I'm gonna make it up and over Bear Mountain today. We are going to cross the state line today because it's literally right on the other side of Bear Mountain. And I passed the last shelter that I could stop at before going over, so pretty much have no choice. But it's a little after 6 right now. Still have at least a couple hours of daylight, so we'll see how far I feel like going. So we have made it to the summit of Bear Mountain in just over 2 hours. This is the tallest climb that I've had in quite a while, so it was pretty exhausting. But I'm glad we made it, and the day is almost over. So we just made it to the other side of Bear Mountain, and this is technically where I cross into Massachusetts, which is state number 11 out of 14. I'm wondering if there are any signs that say, oh, I guess this is it. So yeah, I'm in Massachusetts now, and I am a quarter of a mile from camp, so I'm ready to get set up so I can chill out for the evening. All right, so I'm here at Sage something campsite. Maybe it's called Sage River. I can't remember. My tent is set up right over there. It's a little after 8 o'clock. So I added an extra 7 miles to what was supposed to be just a 15-mile day. So that's what, 22 and a half roughly. Yeah, it was a pretty good day. Survived the heat wave this weekend, and tomorrow it should be significantly cooler, which I'm happy about. So this puts me right into Massachusetts, and I'm only 15 miles away from Great Barrington. So that is going to be my stop tomorrow, and I'm probably going to take a 0 there on Tuesday. I'm due for a 0 and a shower, so I can't wait for that. I don't know what else to say about today. I ate quite a bit before I left Salisbury, so I'm not really that hungry, not really making dinner. I'm just sort of snacking. Thankfully, they have bear boxes here, so I don't have to worry about hanging my bag, even though there are plenty of trees to do that. And there's a privy here, which is a little up the way. This was a pretty confusing campsite, but then I figured out it's just one big loop, but the privy is kind of far away from my site. So either I'm gonna go before it gets dark today, or I'm gonna go first thing tomorrow morning before I leave. And yeah, we made it through another day. Wasn't a terrible day either. So yeah, this is gonna do it for tonight. I'll talk to y'all in the morning. Good night. It is 8 a.m. on Monday, June 27th, day 127. I am now leaving Sage's Ravine campsite. I think yesterday I called it Sage's River, but it's Sage's Ravine. That's the caretaker's tent. They stay here during the summer just to inform people about the area. I didn't get to meet them, but that's okay. It's time to move. This is definitely a much better sign than yesterday. I didn't know if we were gonna get one. I guess now we're officially in Massachusetts. It is so much cooler today, and that feels so wonderful. It's only about 70 degrees this morning, which is a big difference from like 85, close to 90. So I'm hoping the temperatures stay down today. I think they are supposed to. And I know there's some rain in the forecast, though I'm not sure what time. It sprinkled a little bit this morning while I was setting up or breaking down camp. And the sky is looking a little gloomy, but I hope it just sort of keeps it cool until I get a little closer to Great Barrington. I only have about 14 miles to get there, so I'm gonna try to knock that out as quickly as possible so that I can get into town, find somewhere to stay, eat, wash clothes, and start planning this next stretch up into northern Mass and Vermont. Check this out. This is the very first sign that I've seen which acknowledges the native people who own these lands first. The very first sign in 1,511 miles. Good on you, Massachusetts. I respect that. In a matter of 24 hours, we go from drenched in sweat to drenched in rain. But I think I'd rather take this because at least I'm not dying. And I know that at the end of the day today, I will be in town in a room drying everything out. So I'm cool with this. Haven't even bothered putting my rain jacket on just because I don't care. Just reached the top of the second peak of the day, Mount Everett. The first peak was Mount Grace, and they were back to back. So my legs currently feel like jello. I'm soaking wet from head to toe, and I'm just ready to get to town. I know that I have less than 10 miles, but I'm not sure quite how far away it is, but I'm just gonna keep moving. Didn't really do a whole lot of recording today because it was pouring down raining all morning. Right now it is about 1:30 in the afternoon. The rain has finally passed, and I am less than a mile away from the road that will take me into Great Barrington. Wasn't really much to document anyway. Just struggling down the mountain. And for those who know, there's nothing worse than like coming down a steep descent, which is all rock, when it's wet and or raining outside. So everything is so slippery and you have to really be careful. So it's probably a good thing I didn't record anything, but we're almost into town and we've still got a pretty nice portion of the day left to relax and unwind and get some food. So I'll tell you, I am starving. So I can't wait to get in there. Okay, so we are here at the Travel Lodge in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. somebody lied and said the hiker rate was $50 and they charged me $79 per night. But you know what? That's still not terrible. So this is going to be my home for the next couple of nights because I am taking a zero tomorrow. Very excited about that. And you know, this isn't the worst. Okay, it's pretty clean. Pretty clean-ish. Ish. Okay. All right. It's not the worst, period. I see some stains on them pillows, though. So, yeah, I need to let my stuff sort of dry out because we got a little soaked today, and then I want to go find somewhere to eat. All right. Sorry if you can hear noise from the road. I'm sitting in my room with the door open. So I'm all showered, got laundry done, and split a washer with a few other hikers. So we all got our laundry done at the same time. And we're all about to make our way across the street to the brewery. So that'll be fun to hang out. I'm excited to take a zero here in Great Barrington tomorrow. It looks like a pretty neat small town here in the Berkshires. And I forgot what else I was going to say. Connecticut was rougher than I anticipated, and I'm glad to be out of there and in Massachusetts. I just put my little itinerary together, so it should take me about 4 days to get to the Vermont state line. And I'm honestly a little nervous about going further north because the climbs are getting bigger and my legs are feeling pretty tired. So it's going to take a lot of mustering and just finding the motivation from within to continue on, but we've come this far and we're not about to quit or go home or give up or anything like that. My hair is super long, as you can see. I have a bazillion mosquito bites despite wearing repellent every day and treating my clothes. The mosquitoes are just relentless. Throughout Connecticut, there was this flurry of caterpillars falling out of trees onto my pack, onto my body. Like, it was quite disgusting, but I haven't seen too many of those since crossing into Massachusetts, thankfully. And yeah, this might do it for now. I'm gonna head over because I'm hungry and I want something to drink. But before I do, I have to thank this group of kind individuals who live in the area who met us right towards the end of the hike today and gave us some trail magic. So I got a couple burgers earlier today, a beer, watermelon, chips, and other snacks. And I was so hungry and I was practically racing to get into town so I could eat, and they saved the day. So I can't really remember any of their names, but thank you to you all for your kindness and generosity. It is very much appreciated. And okay, I'm about to head over to this brewery now to get a bite.